Hello, everyone. Most entrepreneurs I know have one thing in common. They've lost the passion. They're exhausted. They just go through the motions. The business they built that was supposed to set them free has actually become their prison. I was one of them. The year was 2007, early 2007. The war had just ended. I was stressed. My business barely survived. I was basically going through the motion. And then I decided to go to London to a polo tournament organized by a friend of mine. The plane is late. What do you do when the plane is late? You shop. I bought a camera. I took this camera to the polo tournament. I took photos, and I instantly fell in love. Not with polo, not with London, but with photography. From this day onward, I knew that I was going to go explore the world, do photography, do exhibitions, and give back the money that I would make through these events to charity. Mostly animal charity, but also to some humans that deserve it. But there are a few of them, not many, but there are a few. Now, the catch was I was not going to sell my business and run to the wild. I did not have a midlife change of career. I don't believe in them, and I don't think many of you do. What I wanted to do was do both. Run a smooth business on the one hand, and on the other hand, become one of the best wildlife photographers in the world. Now, I'm not saying I am, but I want to try to. Now, the catch was just to manage both. It was a disaster at first. Whenever I traveled, I would call the office every hour, every 2 hours, every 3 hours. I was micromanaging. And then, slowly, I decided to call less. Not because only I wanted to, but sometimes I couldn't call the office because I was, in some remote corner of the world. And then something extraordinary happened. My company was performing better without me. Now, it's a little hard to accept this. Your ego says, no, you're the most important thing. The company cannot work without you, but that's not true. The team worked perfectly well. They were, motivated. They were working fine. I was not micromanaging. Basically, the company was doing great. I learned one lesson. If you build a business that cannot survive without you for a week or 2 or 3, you've done a very bad job. Your role as a business person is to, become not useless, but make sure your business runs without you. Also, what happened is nature became my teacher. I learned so much from nature. I'm going to give you some examples. I learned the meaning of basically just take action. Conservation doesn't happen in the boardrooms. CSR meetings are important, but conservation happens on the ground. This is an example of gorilla conservation where they had to put armed guards to, protect the gorillas. So you learn that basically take action, not just, a word and meetings and conferences. Action is very important. These are some of the photos taken. The other thing I learned is the meaning of devotion. There is no bigger devotion than a mother, a lion or cheetah or jaguar or leopard mother protecting her cub from, bigger predators. I learned the meaning of leadership by watching a wolf pack. Guess what? The main wolf, the alpha male, does not bully the weak person, the weak wolf. On the contrary, he helps him grow and becomes better because he knows that the pack is only as good as its weakest member. So this is leadership. I learned the meaning of patience. I went to the Himalayas 3 times, almost 3 months in total, to take photos of snow leopards. And I came back with a photo of the bird. It's one of my best sellers, but still, it's a bird, not a snow leopard. I learned the meaning of perseverance. I was in India a few months ago, about 3 weeks. And I took this photo, which is probably one of the best photos I ever took, on the last hour of the 21st day, which was the last day. This is just an example, just to show you basically what the scene. It's a tiger, turtle. Tiger sees a turtle, starts running. My car is right next to the turtle. And basically, had I not persevered and left, before the end of the missed the photo. And this is the answer to people asking me how close you get to the animals. Yeah, so anyway, also in nature, there's something very important. When I plan my trips almost a year or 2 in advance. I have the photo in my mind. I know what I want to get. All I need is to almost print it. But again, I go to these trips, everything changes and I become flexible. It's very similar to business, where you plan the next 3 to 5 years and then you adapt to the changing circumstances. So flexibility, whether it's in business or in wildlife photography, is key. So all these lessons that are supposed to be applied in business, I learned, firsthand in nature. Now, there's something very important. My passion didn't affect my business. My passion didn't kill my business. On the contrary, every time I traveled, I came back more energized. Every time I traveled, my team was very happy to see me, or they pretended to be happy to see me, because they had really performed great in my absence. So basically, my lesson is very simple. You go to meetings. Today, I go to meetings. I meet with a lot. I'm in the healthcare business. I meet with a lot of healthcare executives. Initially, the talk was 90% business, 10% small talks. Now it's 90% wildlife, 10% business, and I close deals. Because people are eager to learn something besides and beyond their own circle of interest. So basically, my lesson, my advice, don't let your business kill your passion. Your business needs you to leave. Your business needs you to go and grow somewhere else and then come back refreshed. They're not mutually exclusive. Now, your passion doesn't have to be traveling halfway across the world. It could be anything. But don't pretend that you're too busy to follow your passion. You're not. We all can have time. And one last lesson I learned, one last message. Through following my passion, I realized that there were things in life that were as important, if not more important, than my business. In my particular case, it's conservation. So today, I think that, I realize that running my business is as important as spending a lot of time trying to promote the message of conservation. So maybe your passion will also make you discover that there is something that you're more than your business only, and there's a message that you're supposed to convey. Well, that's it. I have nothing else to say. Thank you.